one who surrenders to Krishna or God is very fortunate. Bhonam janmanavanti jnanavan mang prabhupada. One who surrenders, he is not ordinary man. He is greater than all scholars, all philosophers, all yogis, all karmis, topmost man. One who surrenders. Therefore he is very confident. So our teaching, Krishna consciousness movement, to present Bhagavad Gita as it is a process of teaching people how to surrender to Krishna. That's all. Therefore Krishna says, this is a confidential, nobody will accept, but one who takes the risk, please surrender. So when you go to preach, you know the preachers are sometimes attacked, just like Nityananda Prabhu was attacked by Jagai Madhai. And when Lord Jesus Christ was crucified, killed. So, a preacher has the risk. Therefore Krishna says, these field workers who are engaged in preaching this Bhagavad Gita as it is, they are very, very dear to me. Very, very dear to me. Nachatasmat manusyeshu kaschit me priyate. There is nobody dearer to me than that person who preaches this confidential truth to the people. Therefore, if we want to please Krishna, we have to take this risk. Krishna Guru, my spiritual master, took this risk, preaching work, and he inspired us also to do that preaching work. And we are also imploring you to take this preaching work. So this preaching work, however, poorly we do. Poorly, it is not poor. But suppose I am not very much educated. Just like this boy. If I send him for preaching work, he is not very educated now, he is not a philosopher, he is not a scholar, but he can also preach. He can also preach. Because our preaching is not very difficult thing. If we go from door to door and simply request people, my dear sir, he chant Hare Krishna, and if he is little advanced, please try to read teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It is very nice, he will be benefited. So these 3-4 words will make you a preacher. Is it very difficult task? He may not be very learned, very good scholar, very good philosopher. You simply say, go and door to door. My dear sir, you are very learned man. For the time being, stop your learning. Simply chant Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
As soon as you chant Hare Krishna, immediately you understand Krishna. As soon as you see the lotus flower, if you hear this verse, this Sanskrit verse is meant for understanding ourselves. It is not for simply selling our books. Every one of you. We are repeating this verse again and again so that you are expected to chant these mantras. Not that the book is kept. I am very learned scholar. What kind of learned scholar? If I find the book, then I can speak. That is not scholar. You must chant. Therefore we are teaching in our Dallas, Finland, simply to learn Sanskrit. They have nothing to do anything else. They are not going to be technologies or servant of the people. No. We want some generation who can preach Krishna consciousness. If they learn simply English and Sanskrit, they will be able to read this book, and that is sufficient. We don't want any. All informations are there. Throughout the whole world, whatever knowledge is there. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, everything is there. There is literature, there is poetry, there is philosophy, there is religion, there is love of Godhead, there is astronomy. Everything is there. Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalam Puran, Vidya Bhagavatavadi. If one simply reads this Srimad Bhagavatam, his education is the topmost. Vidya Bhagavatavadi. There is something topmost, ultimate. So for education, Vidya, this Srimad Bhagavatam. If one studies Srimad Bhagavatam, he is well versed in every subject matter. So, we want to create a new generation in your country so that in future there will be fluent speaker in Srimad Bhagavatam and preach all over the country and your country will be saved. This is our program. We have come here not to exploit your country but to give you something substantial. This is Krishna consciousness movement. So, read Srimad Bhagavatam, pronounce the verses very nicely, therefore you repeating, you hear the records and try to repeat. Simply by chanting the mantra, you will purify. Simply by chanting, even if you do not understand a single word of it. Simply if you chant, this vibration has got such power. Sinnatang sakata Krishna punna savana kirtan. If you simply chant and vibrate these verses, these slokas, it is punna savana kirtan. There is no question of understanding. Punna savana kirtana. Punna means pious, and savana means hearing, and kirtana means chant. One is chanting this verse, and one is hearing this verse, he is becoming pious automatically. Pious. To become pious, one has to endeavor so much, do this, do that. But if you simply hear these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, therefore, as a rigid principle in every temple, there should be class for hearing and chanting. Without hearing and chanting, to become leader, it is impossible. You can become leader in the material world, but not in the spiritual.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I think that we were discussing the political possibilities of putting devotees into office. And we came up with the astounding discovery that we almost represent everything that is against Western values. We represent austerity. We represent God consciousness. We represent restriction of sexual freedom.
Yeah.
Intoxication. All the four-legged principles are almost totally in opposite to Western desires.
That means Western people are all demons.
So the problem is trying to get into office under those circumstances. The problem is trying to get into office under those circumstances, to make that known that we stand for this, and to have anybody vote for you.
Nobody may vote, but we must go on.
Yes.
Preaching. That I have already explained how the university, the whole country is illiterate. Does it mean university should be stopped? University must be there.
Yes.
One who is fortunate will come and take education.
Yeah.
It is not an argument. The people are illiterate, they don't care for it, therefore let the university be closed. This is an argument.
Gradually they will develop attraction.
Yeah. We have to work. That is preaching. We don't think preaching is so easy going. Eating, sleeping, and sometimes chanting Haribol. That is not preaching. We must be ready to implant Krishna consciousness ideas throughout the whole world.
Probably won't happen overnight.
The deity worship program is meant for us to keep us safe. If we neglect deity worship, we shall also fall. But that is not all duty finished. Acchayavang haraye jap pujang sudhyahate. Accha means deity. If anyone is worshipping the deity very nicely, but natat bhakteshu, charneshu, but he does not know anything more. Who is devotee, who is non-devotee, what is the duty to the world? Sabhakta prakita sutta. He is material devotee. He is material devotee. So we have to take the responsibility to understand who is actually pure devotee and what is our duty to the people in general. And then you make advance. Then you become Madhyamadikari. Madhyamadikari, advanced devotee. Just like these people, either in India or here, they remain simply churchianity, going to the church without any understanding. Therefore it is failing. It is now churches are being closed. Similarly, if you do not keep yourself fit to preach, then your temples will all be closed in due course of time. Without preaching, you will not feel enthused to continue the temple worship. And without temple worship, you cannot keep yourself pure and clean. The two things must go on parallel. Then there is success.